Shade on? All right, we are live. Ooh, y'all see? Maybe. Let me position myself here. Okay. Welcome back to a video, guys. And I'm going to finish my reading for today. It's May 28th, 2025. Finish my reading here. Let me share this real quick and I'll show y'all what's happening. Actually, I went to the wrong spot. Share. Let's share that. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see me here. Okay, so here is my reading plan from May 19th to June 19th. We're trying to read the Old Testament. So today we are on day number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on day 10 here. So earlier today I read Judges chapter 5 to 21. I completed that. So in this video right now, I'm going to read Ruth 1 to 4. I'm basically going to read the book of Ruth. And then I'm going to read like 3 chapters into First Samuel. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Stay tuned. And so that's what that is. And I'm going to try and see if I can pull up the gateway. Pull up gateway. Let me share another. Let me share that. All right, cool. So here we are on Gateway, Ruth chapter 1. Let's get to it. In the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man of Bethlehem in Judah went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. The name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi. Absolutely beautiful name, Naomi. And the name of his 2 sons were Mahlon, and Shilian. They were the Ephrathites from Bethlehem in Judah. They went into the country of Moab and remained there. But Elimelech, the husband of Naomi, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. These two Moabites' wives, the name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. They lived there about 10 years, and both Mahlon and Shilian died, so that the woman was left without her 2 sons and her husband. That's devastating. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law to return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the fields of Moab that the Lord had visited his people and given them food. So she set out from the place where she was with her 2 daughters-in-law, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. But Naomi said to her 2 daughters-in-law, "Go return each of you to her mother's house. May the Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband." Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voices and wept. And they said to her, "No, we will return with you to your people." But Naomi said, "Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Have I yet sons in my womb that they may become your husbands? Turn back, my daughters. Go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope, even if I should have a husband this night and should bear sons, would you therefore wait till they were grown? Would you therefore refrain from marrying? No, my daughters, for it is exceedingly bitter to me for your sake that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me." Then they lifted up their voices and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. Verse 15. And she said, "See, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law." But Ruth said, "Do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you, for where you will go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do so to me and more also, if anything but death parts from me." And when Naomi saw that she was determined to go with her, She said no more. So the two of them went on until they came to Bethlehem. And then Orpah kissed. Oh man, you guys can't see it, can you? What's happening to my thing? Ah, no. You guys cannot see me. Can you guys see me? What the heck? Her mother, also her husband. These two Moabites were in a selfie. And from May 19th to. What? Why is it not working? What? You guys cannot see me. Gosh dang it. I'm gonna have to stop the stream here. Because if y'all can't see me. Oh man. This is not cool. I thought I was sharing my page this whole time, but supposedly I am not. Ah, shoot. What the heck? What happened? It was working yesterday. Man, that's how am I gonna do this though? If y'all can't see, actually, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Yeah, this is not working, everyone. This is not working. Let me see if I can let me see if I can reshare this, because everything I was just reading was not even up here. Why is it not? Can you guys see this? No, I don't think they can. Ah, freak. If I can reshare this, because why is it not? Can you guys? Oh, okay. Okay. They can see this. They can see this. Hold. Why is it not? Can you guys see this? Okay. It's sharing. All right, bet. Let's go back and restart this. My bad, everyone. I really thought I was sharing the page, but I guess I was not. So let's restart this book of Ruth. Ruth chapter 1. Yeah, let's restart this. Yeah, let's restart this. So, in the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land, and a man of Bethlehem in Judah went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his two sons. The name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his two sons were Mahlon and Chalion, and they were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in Judah. They went into the country of Moab and remained there, but Elimelech and the husband of Naomi died, and she was left with her two sons. These two Moabites wives, these took Moabite wives. The name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. They lived about 10 years. They lived there about 10 years, and both Mahlon and Chilion died. So she lost her husband, and then the two daughters-in-law lost their husband. They lived there about 10 years, and both Mahlon and Chilion died, so that the woman was left without her two sons and her husband. Then she arose with her two daughters-in-laws to return from the country of Moab, for she had heard in the fields of Moab that the Lord had visited his people and given them food. So she set out from the place where she was with her two daughters in law, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. But Naomi said to her two daughters in law, go return each of you to her mother's house. May the Lord deal kindly with you as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted their voice and wept. And they said to her, no, we will not. No, we will return with you to your people. But Naomi said, take back, my daughters. Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Have I yet sons in my womb that they may become your husbands? Turn back, my daughters. Go your way, for I am too old to have a husband. If I shall say I have hope, even if I should have a husband this night and bear sons, would you therefore wait till they were grown? And would you therefore refrain from marrying? No, my daughters, for it is exceedingly bitter to me for your sake that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me. Then they lifted their voices and wept again, and Orpah kissed her mother in law, but Ruth clung to her. Verse 15. And she said, see, your sister in law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister in law. But Ruth said, do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord do so to me and more also, if anything but death parts from me. No, parts from you. And when Naomi saw that she was determined to go with her, she said no more. So that is the first section in chapter 1 of Ruth. So the two of them went on until they came to Bethlehem. And when they came to Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the woman said, is this Naomi? Naomi? She said to them, do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went away full, and the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has brought calamity upon me? So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabite and her daughter-in-law with her, who returned from the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest. So that's chapter 1. Chapter 2. Now Naomi had a relative of her husband's, a worthy man of the clan of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain after him, in whose sight I shall find favor. And she said to her, go, my daughter. So she set out and went and gleaned in the field after the reapers, and she happened to come to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was of the clan of Elimelech. And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and he said to the reapers, the Lord be with you. And they answered, the Lord bless you. Then Boaz said to his young man who was in charge of the reapers, whose young woman is this? And the servant who was in charge of the reapers answered, she is the young Moabite woman who came back with Naomi from the country of Moab. She said, please let me glean and gather among the sheaves after the reapers. So she came, and she has continued from early morning until now, except for a short rest. Then Boaz said to Ruth, now listen, my daughter, do not go to glean in another field or leave this one, but keep close to my young woman. Let your eyes be on the field that they were reaping, and go after them. Have I not charged the young men not to touch you? And when you are thirsty, go to the vessels and drink what the young men have drawn. Then she fell her face, bowing to the ground, and said to him, why have I found favor in your eyes, that you should take notice of me, since I am a foreigner? But Boaz answered her, all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband has been fully told to me, and how you let your father and mother in your native land and came to a people that you do not know before. The Lord repay you for what you have done, and a full reward be given you by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge. Then she said, I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, for you have comforted me and spoken kindly to your servant, though I am not one of your servants. Verse 14. And at mealtime, Boaz said to her, come here and eat some bread and dip your morsel in the wine. So she sat beside the reapers, and he passed to her roasted grain, and she ate until she was satisfied, and she had some left over. When she rose to glean, Boaz instructed his young men, saying, "Let her glean even among the sheavers, and do not reproach her. And also pull out some of the bundles for her, and leave it for her to glean, and do not rebuke her." Verse 17. So she gleaned in the field until evening. Then she beat out what she had gleaned, and it was about an ephah of barley. And she took it up and went to the city. Her mother-in-law saw what she had gleaned, and she also brought out and gave her what food she had left over after being satisfied. And her mother-in-law said to her, "Where did you glean today? And where have you worked? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." So she told her mother-in-law with whom she had worked and said, "The man's name with whom I worked today is Boaz." And Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, "May he be blessed by the Lord, whose kindness has not forsaken the living or the dead." Um, I lost my spot. Naomi also said to her, "The man is close relative of ours, one of our redeemers." And Ruth the Moabite said, "Besides, he said to me, 'You shall keep close by my young men until they have finished all my harvest.'" And Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, "It is good, my daughter, that you go out with this young woman, lest in another field you be assaulted." So she kept close to the young women of Boaz, gleaning until the end of the barley and wheat harvest, and she lived with her mother-in-law. So that is chapter 2 of Ruth. I think Ruth is a fairly short book. All right, chapter 3. Then Naomi and her mother-in-law said to her, "My daughter, should I not seek rest for you, that it may be well with you? Is not Boaz our relative with whose young women you were? See, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Wash therefore and anoint yourself, and put on your cloak and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. But when he lies down, observe the place where he lies, then go and uncover his feet and lie down, and he will tell you what to do." And she replied, "All that you say, I will do." So she went down to the threshing floor and did just as her mother-in-law had commanded her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, his heart was merry. He went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. Then she came softly and uncovered his feet and lay down. At midnight, the man was startled and turned over, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. He said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your wings over your servant, for you are a redeemer." And he said, "Maybe you could be blessed by the Lord, my daughter. You have made this last kindness greater than the first, in that you have not gone after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you ask, for all my fellow townsmen know that you are a worthy woman. And now, if it is true that I am a redeemer, yet there is a redeemer nearer than I. Remain tonight, and in the morning, if he will redeem you, good, let him do it. But if he is not willing to redeem you, then as the Lord lives, I will redeem you. Lie down until the morning." Verse 14. So she lay at his feet until the morning, but arose before one could recognize another. And he said, "Let it not be known that the woman came to the threshing floor." And he said, "Bring the garment you are wearing and hold it out." So she held it out, and he measured out 6 measures of barley and put it on her. Then she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, "How did you fare, my daughter?" Then she told her all that the man had done for her, saying, "These 6 measures of barley he gave to me, for he said to me, 'You must not go back empty-handed to your mother-in-law.'" She replied, "Wait, my daughter, until you learn how the matter turns out, for the man will not rest, but will settle the matter today." Um, that's it. That's chapter 3. Okay, so chapter 4 of Ruth. Let's get to it. Now Boaz had gone up to the gate and sat down there, and behold, the Redeemer of whom Boaz had spoken came by. So Boaz said, "Turn aside, friend, sit down here." And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Sit down here." So they sat down. Then he said to the Redeemer, Naomi, who has what? Then he said to the Redeemer, Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab. Then he said to the Redeemer, "Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, is selling the parcel of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. So I thought I would tell you of it and say, buy it in the presence of these sittings here, in the presence of the elders of my people. If you redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not, tell me, that I may know, for there is no one beside you to redeem it, and I come after you." And he said, "I will redeem it." Then Boaz said, "The day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you also acquire Ruth, the Moabite, the widow of the dead, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inhabitants." Then the Redeemer said, "I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I impair my own inheritance. Take my right of redemption yourself, for I cannot redeem it." Now, this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging to confirm a transaction. The one drew off his sandals and gave it to the other, and this was the manner of attesting in Israel. So when the Redeemer said to Boaz, "Buy it for yourself," he drew off his sandals. Then Boaz said to the elders and all the people, "You are witness this day that I brought from the hand of Naomi all that belonged to Elimelech, and all that belonged to Chilion and to Maholin, Mahalan, and also Ruth the Moabite, the widow of Mahalan, I brought to be my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance, and that the name of the dead may not be cut off from among his brothers and from the gates of his native place. You are a witness this day." Then all the people who were at the gate and elders said, "We are witnesses. May the Lord make the woman who is coming into your house like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel. May you act worthily in Ephrathah and be renowned in Bethlehem, and may your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offsprings that the Lord will give you by this young woman." Verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife, and he went into her, and the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. Then the woman said to Naomi, "Blessed be the Lord who has not left you this day without redeemer, and may his name be renowned in Israel. He shall be to you a restorer of life and a nourisher of your old age, for your daughter-in-law who loves you, who is more to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him." Then Naomi took the child and laid him on her lap and became his nurse. And the woman of the neighbor gave him a name, saying, "As a son has been born to Naomi." They named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David. That's crazy. Now these are the generations of Perez. Perez fathered Hezron. Hezron fathered Ram. Ram fathered Amminadab. Amminadab fathered Nahashon. Nahashon fathered Solomon. Solomon fathered Boaz. Boaz fathered Obed. Obed fathered Jesse, and Jesse fathered David. So this is his grandpa. No, yeah, David's grandpa is Obed. David's grandpa is Obed, the guy that Boaz and Ruth, Boaz and Ruth's kid. Samuel. Samuel. First Samuel chapter 1. All right, Samuel chapter 1. Samuel 1. There was a certain man of Ramathaim, Zophiim, of the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Elkanah. Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zau, an Ephrathite. He had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah, Peninnah. We'll just call her Peninnah, had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man used to go up year by year from his city to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts at Shiloh, where the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were priests of the Lord. And on the day when Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions to Peninnah, his wife, and to all sons and daughters. But Hannah he gave a double portion because she loved her, though the Lord had closed her womb, and a rival used to provoke her grievously to irritate her because the Lord had closed her womb. So it went on year by year. As often as she went up to the house of the Lord, she used to provoke her. Therefore Hannah wept and would not eat. And Elkanah, her husband, said to her, "Hannah, why do you weep? And why do you not eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not more to you than 10 sons? After they had eaten and drunk in Shiloh, Hannah rose. Now Eli the priest was sitting on the seat. Wait. Eli was sitting on the seat beside the doorpost of the temple of the Lord, and she was deeply distressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. And she vowed and said, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your servant and remember me and not forget your servant, but will give to your servant his son, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall touch his head. As she was continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth. Hannah was speaking in her heart, only her lips moved, and her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli took her to be drunken woman, and Eli said to her, How long will you go on being drunk? Put your wine away from you. That's probably not funny, but Eli, how long will you go on drunk? Put your wine away. But Hannah answered, No, my lord, I am a woman troubled in spirit. I've drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I've been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman. For all along I've been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation. Then Eli answered, Go in peace, and God of Israel grant your petition that you have made him. And she said, Let your servant find favor in your eyes. The woman went her way, ate, and her face was no longer sad. They rose early in the morning and worshiped with the Lord, and then they went back to their house at Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. And in due time Hannah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Samuel, for she said, I have asked for him from the Lord. The man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and to pay his vows. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, As soon as the child is weaned, I will bring him, so that he may appear in the presence of the Lord and dwell there forever. And Elkanah, her husband, said to her, Do what seems best to you. Wait until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord establish his word. So the woman remained and nursed her son until she weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her, along with the 3-year-old bull, an ephah of fine flour, a skin of wine, and she brought him to the house of the Lord at Shiloh. And the child was young. Then they slaughtered the bull, and they brought the child to Eli. And she said, Oh, my Lord, as you live, my Lord, I am the woman who is standing here in your presence praying to the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has granted me my petition that I made to him. Therefore I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he is lent to the Lord. And he worshipped the Lord there. Chapter 2 of Samuel. Then Hannah prayed and said, My heart exalts in the Lord. My horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth debrides my enemies, because I rejoice in your salvation. There is none holy like the Lord, for there is none beside you. There is no rock like our God. Talk no more so very proudly. Let not arrogance come from your mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble bind on strength. Those who are full have hired themselves out for bread, but those who were hungry cease to hunger. The barren has borne 7, but she who has many children is forlorn. The Lord kills and brings to life. The Lord kills and brings to life. He brings down to Sheol and raises up. The Lord makes poor and makes rich. He brings low and he exalts. He raises up the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the ash heap to make them sit with the princes, and inherits a seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he has set the world. He will guard the feet of his faithful ones, but the wicked shall be cut off in darkness. For not by might shall a man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Against them he will thunder in heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of his anointed. Then Elkanah went home to Ramah, and the boy was ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli the priest. Now the sons of Eli were worthless men. They did not know the Lord. The custom of the priests with the people was that when any man offered a sacrifice, the priest servant would come while the meat was boiling, in 3-pronged fork in his hands, and he would thrust it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. All that the fork brought up, the priest would take for himself. This is what they did at Shiloh to all the Israelites who came here. Moreover, before the fat was burned, the priest servant would come and say to the man who was sacrificing, Give meat for the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat from you, but only raw. And if the man said to him, let him burn the fat first and then take as much as you wish, he would say, no, you must give it now. And if not, I will take it by force. Thus the sin of the young man was very great in the sight of the Lord, for the men treated the offering of the Lord with contempt. Samuel was ministering before the Lord, a boy clothed with a linen ephod. His mother used to make for him a little robe and take it to him each year when she went up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. Then Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife and say, may the Lord give you children by this woman for the petition she asked of the Lord. So then they would return to their home. Indeed, the Lord visited Hannah, and she conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the boy Samuel grew in the presence of the Lord. Now Eli was very old, and he kept hearing all that his sons were doing in all Israel and how they lay with the women who were serving at the entrance at the tent of meeting. And he said to them, why do you do such things? For I hear of your evil dealings from all these people. No, my sons, it is no good report that I hear the people of the Lord spreading abroad. If someone sins against a man, God will mediate for him. But if someone sins against the Lord, who can intercede for him? But they would not listen to the voice of their father, for it was the will of the Lord to put them to death. Now the boy Samuel continued to grow both in stature and in favor with the Lord and also with man. And there came a man of God to Eli and said to him, thus says the Lord, did I indeed reveal myself to the house of your father when they were in Egypt, subject to the house of Pharaoh? Did I choose him out of all the tribe of Israel to be my priest, to go up to my altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? I gave to the house of your father all my offerings by fire from the people of Israel. Why then do you scorn my sacrifices and my offerings that I commanded for my dwelling, and honor your sons above me by fattening yourselves on the choicest part of every offering of my people? Therefore, the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promise that your house and your house of your father shall go in and out before me forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me, for those who honor me I will honor, and those who despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Behold, the days are coming when I will cut off your strength and the strength of your father's house, so that there will not be any old man in your house. Then in distress you will look with an envious eye on the prosperity that shall be bestowed on Israel, and there shall not be an old man in your house forever. The only one of whom I shall not cut off from my altar shall be spared to weep his eyes out, to grieve his heart, and all the descendants of your house shall die by the sword of men. And this that shall come upon your 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, shall be the sign to you. Both of them will die on the same day, and I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who shall do according to what is in my heart and in my mind, and I will build him a sure house, and he shall go in and out before my anointed forever. And everyone who is left in your house shall come to implore him for a piece of silver or a loaf of bread, and shall say, please put me in one of the priest's place, that I may eat a morsel of bread. So yeah, that's chapter 2. Samuel chapter 3. Now the boy Samuel was ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli, and the word of the Lord was rare in those days. There was no frequent vision. At that time, Eli, whose eyesight had begun to grow dim so that he could not see, was lying down in his own place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying in the temple of the Lord where the ark of God was. Ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel and said, here I am. And he ran to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. But he said, I did not call. Lie down again. So he went and lied down. And the Lord called again Samuel. And Samuel arose and went to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. But he said, I did not call, my son. Lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. That's very interesting. And the Lord called Samuel again the 3rd time. And he arose and went to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, go lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, speak, Lord, for your servant hears. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood, calling as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel said, speak, for your servant hears. Then the Lord said to Samuel, behold, I am about to do a thing in Israel at which the two ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. On that day I will fulfill against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house from beginning to end. And I declare to him that I'm about to punish his house forever for the iniquity that he drew because his sons were blaspheming God, and he did not restrain them. So Eli did not do his part in raising his sons. Therefore I swear to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be atoned for by sacrifice or offering forever. Samuel lay down Samuel lay down until tomorrow. Then Samuel lay until tomorrow. Then he opened the doors of the house of the Lord, and Samuel was afraid to tell Eli, to tell the vision to Eli. But Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. He said, here I am. And Eli said, what was it that he told you? Do not hide it from me. May God do so to you and more also if you hide anything from me of all that he told you. So Samuel told him everything and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord. Let him do what he seems good to him. So Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel was established as a prophet of the Lord. And the Lord appeared again at Shiloh, for the Lord revealed himself to Samuel at Shiloh by the word of the Lord. So that is Samuel chapter 1, 2, 3. And we shall continue tomorrow at Samuel 4. So that is it. Yeah, that's it. About 36 minutes. At first, actually, it was not working. I had to reread everything. But yeah, guys. So we just finished the reading for today. Um, actually, let me share my thing. Let me share and see this. No? Yeah, can y'all not see this? Okay, okay. So here we are. We're still continuing the challenge. And so we have gone off. The progress has been absolutely crazy. Um, so we're gonna mark today off as a completion because we read Judges, finished the book of Ruth, and then we read a little part of First Samuel. So that is it for the reading for today. And then tomorrow, come back and we are going to continue plowing through the book of Samuel. There's actually two books of Samuel. So we got First, Second Samuel, which we're going to try and dive through and plow through. So that is it for the reading today. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure, like, if you guys are wanting to follow along with my plan. And again, guys, like, this is a great Bible reading plan generator. Like, this is a great it's a great plan. It's a great website. Just go search up Bible reading plan generator, and it shall take you to where what I'm using right now. And as I said in previous videos, so you can edit the days, how fast you want to read the whole Bible, how slow you want to read it. Like you can edit everything here. Oopsie. But let me see how many days can I do it for like 400 days? See, 400 days. If I want to read the Bible in 400 days, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So it gives me a whole layout. It gives me a whole plan. Like Monday, like today, I'm supposed to read Genesis 23 and 24. See? And then tomorrow I read Genesis 25. So it's like it's a slower progress because look at this. It's 40 days of Bible reading. Is there a way let's try 1,000 days. 1,000 days? Oh my goodness, 1,000 days. So guys, this is 1,000 days. You can read it plans out 1,000 day Bible reading generator. Oh my goodness, I get so many breaks. Look at this. What? Wait, wait. What's happening here? Where's my reading? I don't think you can do 1,000. Oh no, I glitched it. Oopsie. I glitched the website, I guess. I tried to do 1,000 days, but that's kind of a lot. Oh well. What the heck? Did I actually glitch this? Oh, what? No. Yeah, let's exit this page. I just glitched this and that. Is 1,000 days? I don't know. How long is 1,000 days? Well, I messed up there. I don't think it starts glitching up when you start adding probably more than 500 days. It starts glitching up. That's literally what it did to me here. Um, so yeah, you guys can go to that website and you guys can edit how many days or how quick you want to read it. So yeah, I'm doing that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. And yeah, that will be it.